Back to the booth.
Yes.
Round 2.
A more competitive matchup, I would
say
think.
so too.
Yeah.
You introduced the Fantastic Four in the previous video. If you haven't watched that,
have a look at it. I say a bit more. I'm playing 4 spells that have 4 in them and doing some flicker shenanigans and trying to play a sort of mid-range creature control type game plan.
Yeah.
Pretty cool lines. I love doing ephemerate, cloud shift nonsense, and if I find one with a Fury in this matchup, I think I'm pretty happy as well. So
yeah, this deck is more resilient towards Fury because all of the creatures are going to replace themselves by tokens.
Yeah.
I'm here with Shakuya's Ellie and Ellie list, with which he won the CDF. Some of you might have seen the deck tech. If you haven't, definitely check that out. Some cool insights, combo lines, very nice guy. Also great humor, I guess, or at least for me. Yeah, I'm trying it out. Very hyped to explore that deck a little bit within the next weeks. I'm happy to see an aggressive archetype that does not say Yoshi.
Yeah.
Having that back in the format is quite cool, I think. And Aristocrats is something that I enjoy more. We played Yuri on cam a long time ago. Back then it was like a very serious contender. I don't like Yoshi that much, and I also feel like Yoshi is not really up to today's power level. Here we have something new. Really cool. The list is special, I would say, in a way that it plays a lot of cards. It does not play a lot of cards that you would expect it to play. If you want to know the reasons for that, head over to the deck tag, as I said. And I will try my best to defeat the Fantastic Four. A Universes Beyond thing. This lady can deal with fungi.
Yeah. I mean, they're both Universes Beyond things.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's a Universes Beyond matchup.
Yeah.
She's more into killing cordyceps. Yours are, I don't know, whatever.
The Fantastic Four is a property that I did not follow at all.
Same here.
I think
Same here.
There were some popular comics in that world, but Fantastic Four is not one that I really am a big fan of.
Gotcha.
But I like the card.
Yeah, I think the card is also really cool.
Yeah.
Let's see who starts.
I think I'll pick this one this time, and I get to start.
Okay.
I love these signatures.
Yeah, they're great.
Heather Hudson has a great signature.
Yeah, she does indeed.
Yeah, and we'll resolve mulligans, and we will be back.
Right.
All right.
We're back.
We are back. We have both kept 7.
Yep, I'm on 7. That's correct.
Yeah, I've kept I think it's a good hand. We'll see how it plays. I will start us off with a Wooded Foothills and pass the turn. Fitching in your instep, I will start doing that already.
Okay. I will start with a tapped Haunted Ridge. No one drop here.
Oh. That's a good start for me.
Yeah, how unexpected.
And I will get a Thundering Falls.
Yeah. Since the deck plays Tainted Pact mana base.
Yeah.
And it's a symmetrical effect.
Elegant Parlor can hit the graveyard.
Yeah.
I will draw.
You can't really afford to do that here.
I will play a Savannah. And cast an Arcane Signet.
Yep.
Passing the turn.
Okay. I will play an Abundant Countryside and try to resolve a Marionette.
That's fine. That's a good card.
Fine. Then I'm going to create a servo token.
Yep.
Passing the turn.
I'll untap. I will draw. That is a draw that I am happy to see. Nature's Law. So one aspect that I like to put into these very mana-hungry 4-color decks is the good ramp spells, like an Arcane Signet, like a Nature's Law. I think they're probably a bit controversial. I like having them in just because it lets me have stronger draws And like when you're on the play and get a hit like this, or when you're on the draw and catch up with a ramp spell, just to be on a more even mana advantage footing, especially when you have a commander that draws cards, is a very preferential aspect, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, if your deck would run many more CMC2 interaction spells, mostly counter spells,
Yeah,
you couldn't do that.
yeah,
But here you only went for the tempo counter spells.
exactly.
So that's fine.
So I have a. This is not that good for the life dynamic in this game. I have a City of Brass, and I will play a Flage and kill the Apprentice.
Yeah.
I think I have to deal with some.
Lose 1 life and gain 3.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
I fetched.
Yeah, but you're on 17.
1 fetch, 1
second,
city. I was at 18.
Oh no, it's another creature,
It's
right?
another,
yeah,
yeah,
you're right. You're right. Sorry. True. Doesn't count for itself.
And pass the turn.
Okay. So we will attack first.
Take 1.
And I think this is the time to try and resolve CMC3 Ellie.
She's fine.
Okay, then I pass the turn.
All right, I will untap. I will draw. And I think I like my line here. I will play a Survey Land.
Not fetching for it.
This is... Yeah, that's fine on top. And I will cast a Temur Battlecry.
Oh yeah.
Actually, it goes to the graveyard. It's a land.
Yeah.
Cast a Temur Battlecry and take 1 damage to play an Oko Thief of Crowns.
Oh, that's crazy.
Since he has 4 power, he's 1 cheaper. And then I would like to Elk Emery.
No, it's what? It cares about creature spells.
Oh, it's spells.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I'm playing him.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, crazy. Yeah. Yeah, the Elk is I don't like that.
Yeah. Which shuts down one of your fast avenues of damage.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, I will pass the turn after that.
Okay. Draw a card. Yeah, I really don't like that. I'll fetch. And I will discharge this guy. I think I have to beat Oko here. On the long run, this guy gets problematic. I will swing him for 4.
Okay, he's at 1.
And then I play a Gao, as well as a Cult Conscript. Pass the turn.
Okay. I will untap. I will draw. Interesting. This, I'll cast 3 visits to get a tropical island. And take another damage to play the Fantastic Four. Have them come into play with an 0-4 wall.
Oh yeah, okay. So you gain a damage off of that.
And uptick Oko on the Arcane Signet.
We do not have the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can take the copy token. So for anyone who's not aware, it's a wall. We don't have the wall tokens. They're too new.
And then I'll pass the turn.
You have 1 card left in hand?
I have 1 card left in hand, yeah.
Okay, and the Arcane Signet is not an Arcane Signet anymore. I will draw a card. Now. So we can do that first. I will play I will discard a Takenuma.
Okay.
Of 2 legendaries.
Mm-hmm.
So I mill Swamp, Sephiroth, and Lazo tap.
Is Ellie still legendary? Yeah, it's a super type.
Yeah, she doesn't lose the super type.
Yeah.
I return the Sephiroth.
Okay.
It's not too bad, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm gonna fetch here.
Okay.
It's a rather difficult decision, I would say. I think I cannot do that. I will Fatal Push the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
And then could block the 2 big ones. Yeah, so I will probably attack with these 3 towards Oko and have a counter on this guy.
So I will block with the Elk, I'll block Gal.
Yeah. Then I trade.
Yep.
Oko dies. And second main I cast a Gravecrawler. Then you can go ahead.
Okay. I will untap. I will draw. I'll play land. And Escape Flage.
Yep.
Leaving a Storm-Carved Coast, the Battle Crier, and the Oko. On ETB, I don't want to kill your commander.
That's what I thought.
And the Cultist is the most expensive to get back. The Servo you can't get back at all, but it does 1 more damage, so I will kill the Cultist.
Yep. All right.
I will gain 3 life and pass the turn.
Okay. Still 1 card in hand that I do not know of.
Yep.
That's not what I'm looking for here. Yeah, I'll probably like this. Attempt to cast my Sephiroth.
That's fine.
That is fine. I will sacrifice the Servo.
Yep.
Drain. Draw a card.
Yep.
That's an endless train. It's crazy. You have your commander, you have Oko, and you have Flade. It's incredible hard as an aggressive deck to go through all 3 of those. And now I can't play this card. Yeah, I will take with those 2.
You have no more zombies in play right now, right? So I will block the Gravecrawler.
Okay. Then trigger Sephiroth.
Yeah.
Otherwise would be
a bit crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think I can concede that here. Because I cannot get any. You will slowly start to decrease my board.
Yeah, I mean
always leaving open Ellie.
Yeah.
By the time I
mean, you can block next turn and then she's off the board, but
yeah, but then I don't
she costs 5
have
mana
any
to
more
replay
board
and,
to commit.
And my clock is pretty fast because
Exactly.
I have a Benskin Bow in hand. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's just pack it up and go to game 2.
All right.
Okay.
Game 2.
Yeah.
Felix is on the play.
Let's see what's going on. I will start us off with a Stalactite Stalker.
Okay.
Passing the turn.
I will draw. I will play a Copperline Gorge
and
a Noble Hierarch. And I'll pass the turn.
Cards. I guess we'll see what your hand has to offer.
Yeah. I have a Fury, I have a Flage, I have a Reverent Mantra, and I have 3 lands. No blue mana in my lands.
Yeah.
Probably the Flage, right? Or no, could be the Fury as well.
Yeah, it's the Fury actually.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't matter, I will ping this away and attack you for 1.
Yeah, that's pretty strong.
End of turn I descended.
With the
grief.
With the grief, yeah.
And it's your turn. I'm on 18, that's right.
Yeah.
You can go. I will search for the Orc army.
I will play a land, play the plateau, and pass.
Okay. One card that I do not know of.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go for another attack here.
I will flash an Ophelia. And attempt to block the Bowmaster.
Yeah.
Then take 3.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
And then I lose a life and play the big Ellie again.
Yep.
End of turn.
You descended.
Yep.
Yep. I will draw. Yeah, this is not the best failure.
Oh, really?
And it's also not the best Flage. I guess I'll go to combat. I'll attack with failure. Target Ellie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do 2 damage. Then I'll shock with the Stomping Ground. 1, 2. And play the Flage.
To kill the Stalker, yeah.
To kill the Stalker. I have to do it this way around, since otherwise Ellie can sack him.
That's right.
And I don't gain the life. Pass the turn. She comes back.
Returns. Yep. So on 17. We have a hasty guy here. Swinging in for 5.
Take 5. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Grim Initiate.
So that's 8 damage.
8, 10 actually. So not yet enough.
Oh, this guy also makes it.
Yeah, this guy also makes.
Okay.
So you don't have enough for the
Flage,
right?
no.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's not quite enough. I'll play a Polluted Delta. I'll fetch the Delta for a Tundra. And cast a Conclave Tribunal without convoking.
Yeah.
Then I'd like to target Ellie.
Yep.
Then I'll go to combat with Felia. Target the Tribunal.
No block.
Yeah. Damage. End of turn. Tribunal returns. Does it make a difference? Yeah, it does. Tribunal the.
Yep.
Army. Felia gets a token counter and pass.
I would like to try and resolve a demonic consultation.
Okay, that's fine.
I call Broadside Bombardier.
Okay. Not a
good.
monster. Okay.
that's good for me. Let's see. I cannot do it the other way around. Sorry, guys. Sitting on the wrong side. That's basically the only option that I have. I'm losing lots of quality here, as you can see.
Yeah, but I think it doesn't. As long as the card's not like threateningly low down, doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, that's true. There's not that much to the magic here, apart from.
There it is.
Here we go. There's not that much to the magic. Tutor magic apart from Demonic Tutor. 10 impact also, true. Yeah. Goes in the same direction, right? Just that you have the option to do something.
Yeah.
Then I will cast this guy.
Yeah.
I hope it resolves.
Yeah.
I will attack for 4.
You know my hand. It's still
true.
Riven Mantra.
Yeah. Attack for 4.
No blocks.
Take 4.
Yeah.
And then I will roast this guy to 3 damage to the failure. And make a red token.
Yeah.
And then it's your turn.
Yeah, so I think I basically only have one line, which is play Elegant Parlor.
Yeah.
Surveil whatever is on the top to the graveyard and escape my Flage.
No, it's already back.
Yeah. Kill the broadside.
Yeah.
Pass the turn.
Yeah, that again diminishes my chances, I would say. But we will try.
Yep.
Go ahead. Yeah, but now you can play your commander and make a wall again.
Untap. Draw. Specifically pretty good. Yeah. I will go to combat. Attack with Flage. Target Ellie.
Sacrifice.
Response. Cast Galvanic Discharge. Target Ellie. Yeah, response.
Have another interaction.
Fire and Ice. 1 to you, 1 to Ellie.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's yeah. A bit awkward to face Flage 2 times, but
yeah, and very, very good draw on my side.
Definitely.
You saw Felix had the cards that he didn't have information on were basically always the perfect cards.
Yeah, I mean, the Fury
and the cards.
It doesn't make any sense to discard the Flage. I have because it takes time to for you to build up the graveyard.
Yeah, I mean, I think there could have been an argument for doing it out of the perspective that I have no cards in hand that fuel the Flage, and
but the line was totally fine.
Without
failure, the line was totally fine because it basically means you have to target me. Targeting anything else doesn't make any sense because I can sacrifice all the other creatures. To deny you from the trigger, from getting the life.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wonder if I did some mistake somewhere to not decide to sacrifice something earlier, but I think I did not. I mean, I could have maybe more aggressively sacrificed my board once you decided to flicker her, because that would have given me like another. But it came down to exactly that difference at the end. That's why. You were 2 lives up. I had 10 damage with the drain, and you were at 12. So, but that's something that you explore further when you play the deck more.
Yeah.
You know, and it's always, sometimes it's the right decision, sometimes it's wrong.
But I mean, when replaying the Ellie, the second time, you only had 6 damage on board.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the first time when I had Ellie and 2 creatures, and you attacked with failure.
Yeah, but if you sack anything aggressively there, then what I'm denying with, I'm still denying with my.
No,
removal
because
spell.
I can sacrifice those two, and then I'm 1 interaction up. I have 1 trigger more. Because
True,
this
because
way
the-
you just
because
steal
the
away one
creatures
of
are
the
on board,
creatures.
yeah.
Exactly, the creatures are not on board, so you had to target me instead.
Or you could have, you had 1 blocker before that. If you sacrifice the tapped guy, then you have 2 power to block the failure with.
But which tapped guy? What do you mean?
You had the one of the guy with haste that
You
makes a
mean-
mouse.
No, I think the original mistake was, but I expected. I think your list doesn't play any CMC2 interaction, but I expected something outside of failure.
Yeah.
Better would have been to play Ellie pre-combat. And in case you have
Of
something
course. Yeah.
that would failure traded Orcish Bowmaster without exchanging life, you know, that would have been.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter if I have a counterspell for Ellie. It doesn't matter if you do if because you know the rest of my hand.
Exactly.
If you play the Ellie before or after combat.
But okay.
True.
Nonetheless, cool game. You showed the power of 4-color.
Absolutely.
I can't say anything else.
Powerful lines.
Sorry, Matt, for not showing the power of your deck. You would have done that better. I'm sure about that. We will go over to game 3.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, guys.
See you next time.